Everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time being here. Today's video is going to be me talking a little bit about my experience on the progesterone pill, what the side effects I experienced, and all of that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in these types of videos, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So I think I mentioned in my last video that Sam and I had started trying to get pregnant again back in March. So that was my first month on the progesterone. And the first time I took it, I made the mistake of taking it during the day. I think I took it at like 10:30 in the morning. That was a really, really big mistake. That whole day I felt really dizzy, like lethargic almost. I was having trouble like taking deep breaths and letting them out. So yeah, if you are taking progesterone or your doctor recommends taking progesterone, I would definitely suggest taking it in the evening, like 7:30, or 7:30 or something like that, to kind of give it time to settle a little bit before you go into bed, and that way in the morning you don't have the effects as badly as if you were to take it like right before bed. So I started doing that, and it's in your system, so you're gonna have side effects regardless of when you take it. It's just kind of to minimize what you experience during the day. So yeah, the first side effect I want to talk about is dizziness. I didn't have it as badly after that first day of taking it because I started taking it at night. So that was something I experienced on and off during my time of taking it, but it wasn't ongoing. So yeah, but you definitely shouldn't be taking it like during a time where you're going to be driving or stuff like that. And it says so on the bottle. It's, this is a known side effect for progesterone. The second side effect that I experienced was shortness of breath and like being winded really easily. Obviously the second cycle that I was on it, I was pregnant. So, that's gonna be there. At least for me, I always get shortness of breath when I'm pregnant. But yeah, especially that first day, I just felt like I could not catch my breath. And I guess that could have also been from anxiety, but yeah, it was really, really unsettling and completely took away my appetite and all of that kind of stuff. So it did get better as I started taking it in the evening and as my body kind of got used to it being in its system, but it was still really unpleasant and obviously not something that anybody really enjoys. The third side effect that I experienced was brain fog, just kind of being in this like fog all the time, especially that first time that I took it. And I was usually on it for, I took it twice, but that first cycle I was on it for like 10 or 12 days. And then my period came back and, obviously I stopped it. But yeah, I just kind of felt like I was in this fog and like just fighting to stay aware and that kind of stuff. It also made me very, very fatigued, and I already struggle with fatigue anyway, and it just made it worse. And obviously eventually it did kind of get a little bit better as my body got used to it, but it was still something I experienced often. Another side effect that I experienced was loss of appetite. Just not feeling hungry. I usually struggle with my appetite anyway. I don't have a very large appetite. I don't really get hunger cues. Like if I need to eat, I'll get like a headache or something like that if I, wait too long or whatever. But I don't I've always struggled with a strong appetite, and this just, again, made it even worse. I feel like most of the things that I struggle with on a regular basis, this just kind of made worse and amplified. I also experienced cramping in my abdomen, and like not just, you know, period cramps, but like in my whole abdomen, it would be like a cramp all the way up into my rib cage, and that was really unpleasant. And I pretty much had that every day the whole time that I was on it. And then I would also experience muscle pain, like general muscular skeletal pain. So like my legs were really sore, my hips were really sore, my knees, my back, so all of that. And again, I struggle with that anyway because of my celiac disease. I have always struggled with joint pain and lower back pain. I have scoliosis, and again, it just kind of made it worse. So yeah, and all of these are common side effects, I think. I don't remember exactly. So like I didn't suffer from the major side effects. I just suffered from the common side effects. But they were something that I suffered with on a daily basis. So it was not a pleasant experience to be on progesterone for me. The final side effect that I'm going to talk about, and the most overpowering one for me, was anxiety. I started taking the progesterone and my anxiety just went through the roof. It was almost debilitating. Anxiety about not being able to get pregnant, anxiety about continuing to miscarry, anxiety about everything going on in the world, anxiety pertaining to marriage, anxiety pertaining to Roger, about, you know, losing Sam, losing just whatever causes anxiety. It was just completely through the roof, and it was every day, all day long. And I think that's one of the reasons I experienced shortness of breath so badly, is because I was constantly anxious. And it was in a way that was just overpowering, and every day it was a battle to just not break down and cry all day long because of how anxious I was. I think and when I made the video talking about anxiety after miscarriage, I was on the progesterone at that point. And, you know, it was something that I had been battling with, but once I started the progesterone, it just went through the roof. Like I said, I had already been struggling with the idea of possibly not being able to get pregnant again. And then I was already struggling with the idea of like, maybe I would just continue to miscarry, and you're taking this hormone, and even though your body naturally produces it, you're still adding more, and it just makes everything 10 times worse, and like you can't escape it almost. So that's kind of what inspired me to make that video, because I was just, it was such a low point in this whole process. And since I haven't been taking it, that's been a lot better. Although my anxiety is still pretty bad. And especially now with us going into, you know, making a game plan for how we're going to proceed with our family, it's just been a struggle, a real struggle to kind of maintain a level head. Yesterday, Sam and I, or not yesterday, Monday, Sam and I went and we did our blood work. If you're not following me on Instagram, but you follow me on here, we got our blood work. They took 12 vials of blood from me and then one from Sam to check on his chromosomes and like genetic stuff. And like, they're testing all sorts of stuff on me. I'm gonna make another video about that after we've sat down with the specialist and kind of gotten our results back, and I'm gonna take notes so that I know exactly what he was testing for. But yeah, it hasn't provided any encouragement for me yet. And I know that sounds really bad, but I think I might have talked about this in my last video too, but it still feels like we're kind of in the storm. It doesn't feel like we're out of it yet. And until I have answers and until I have, you know, kind of a game plan set up, for lack of a better word, I just don't think it's going to be that encouraging, because we're still kind of in limbo. We have no clue what's going on. We have no clue why I've been consistently miscarrying. So yeah, my anxiety has been really bad, and being on the progesterone just, it really just skyrocketed it and just kind of set me in motion for all of this anxiety. So that was definitely the worst side effect that I experienced, and it was everything. It was all day, every day. It's a little bit better now. I'm still pretty anxious, but it's not like a cloak that's over me, and that's how it was when I was on the progesterone. It was just everything. So yeah, I would definitely look into it if you're thinking about being on progesterone. Really ask your doctor a bunch of questions, do research on it. I wish that I had done more research on it, and I wish that I had known more about the side effects before I had started taking it. I still would have done it. I just think it would have helped me to be a little bit more prepared to do it, and kind of for what was going to come and that kind of thing, because basically if there's a side effect to a medication, I'm probably going to have it, like a common side effect. So yeah, that was kind of my brief experience with progesterone. Not pleasant, not something that I enjoyed doing, but I'm willing to suffer a little bit of discomfort if it means sustaining a pregnancy. So I will definitely be making more videos as we learn more and figure out what our next steps are. I'm not sure how much I want to share, but if they do find something, I will definitely share what they find. So yeah. Anyway, it's just a short little video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are having a great week. And I will try to upload more consistently. It's just been a crazy time. We've just been, I just feel like there hasn't been any break at all for us, but I'm going to try to upload more consistently. I won't just be uploading about our fertility stuff and, you know, that kind of thing, but I will definitely be updating and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was a little bit informative for you, and I will see you in my next one.